Yesterday, we took a powerful step forward. We defined our purpose, that singular North Star that guides all our actions. We outlined the systems that will make our progress not a matter of willpower, but a matter of habit and design. We charted our course and prepared our vessel, but knowing where you're going is only half the battle. The real journey, the profound journey, begins when the anchor is lifted and the sails are set. Today, we leave the harbor of planning and move into the vast, unpredictable ocean of execution, because it is in the act of doing, not just the act of dreaming, that we find our true power. Today is about what happens in the quiet moments, in the solitude of your workspace, when you sit down to do the work. It's about the art of deep, uninterrupted focus, the kind of focus that carves mountains. Think of a river. It doesn't become a powerful geological force by sitting still contemplating the landscape. It carves a canyon 1 millimeter at a time by the steady, consistent, and relentless act of flowing forward. Its power isn't a flash of lightning. It's a slow, unstoppable current. Your purpose is the water. Your systems are the path. And today we talk about the power of the current, that unwavering focused flow. We've all felt it, haven't we? That feeling when you are so completely absorbed in a task that the world outside simply ceases to exist. The clock on the wall becomes meaningless. A chime from your phone goes unheard. You are so lost in the work that hours feel like minutes, and you emerge from that state feeling not tired but energized, fulfilled, and alive. This, my friends, is the flow state. It is the peak human experience of productivity and fulfillment. It's not just about getting things done faster. It's about doing them better with more creativity, more intention, and more joy. In flow, your mind is a single-minded laser beam, not a scattered, weak floodlight. Your brain's neural chatter quiets down, and all of its formidable processing power is directed to one thing and one thing only. It's in this state that your purpose, your systems, and your efforts all align to create something truly remarkable, something you didn't even know you were capable of. The magic of flow, however, is that it's not something you can force. It's a state that emerges when conditions are just right. It happens when there is a delicate balance between the challenge of the task and your own skill level, a task that is too easy. A simple, mundane chore you could do in your sleep will lead to boredom and a wandering mind. A task that is too difficult, something that feels impossibly complex and out of reach, will lead to anxiety, stress, and a quick retreat into distraction. Flow lives in that sweet spot right in the middle, that space where the task is challenging enough to demand your full attention, but not so challenging that it feels insurmountable. It's the constant tension between effort and mastery that allows the flow state to take hold, making the work itself its own reward. And yet, this beautiful, fragile state of flow is constantly under attack. It's a garden that must be tended, a fortress that must be guarded. It is assailed from two different but equally dangerous fronts: external distractions and internal distractions. To truly master the art of execution, to become the unwavering current that carves the canyon, you must become a guardian of your own attention, a sentinel defending your focus from both the outside world and the noise within. The external distractions are the obvious culprits. They are the relentless notifications that flash on your screen, the pings of an incoming email, the vibrating buzz of a social media alert. We've been conditioned to respond to these little signals, to believe that every alert is an urgent summons, a crucial piece of information we must not miss. But these small interruptions are not harmless. They are grenades lobbed at your focus. Each one shatters your concentration and leaves behind what's known as attention residue. Even after you momentarily glance at that text message or skim that email, a part of your mind is still clinging to it, still wondering about its content, still processing it in the background. That mental residue makes it exponentially harder to get back into the zone, to fully re-engage with the task at hand. It's a tax you pay for every single interruption, and that tax adds up to hours of lost productivity and fragmented work. So your first mission today is to build a fortress around your focus. This is not about being antisocial or disconnected from the world. It's about being pro-purpose. It's a deliberate act of self-respect. It means turning off all notifications, every single one, on your phone, on your computer, on your watch. Silence is not an absence of sound, it is a choice. And today you are choosing it. It means closing all unnecessary tabs and applications on your computer. Your browser is a doorway to infinite distractions, a portal to a million different places you could be at once. When it's time to work, when it's time to be present, keep only the tools you need open and close every other door. It means creating a dedicated workspace. Whether it's a desk, a corner of a room, or just a specific chair, train your mind to associate that space with deep work. When you sit there, you are signaling to your brain, it's time to focus. This is where the work gets done. This fortress is your sanctuary. It's the physical manifestation of your commitment to your purpose. This ritual of preparation is as important as the work itself. Before you even sit down, perform a quick 5-minute cleanup of your workspace. A tidy desk is a reflection of a tidy mind, and removing physical clutter helps eliminate mental clutter. Decide what you need: a notebook, a pen, your project file, and nothing else. If you use music to focus, choose a genre with a steady rhythm and no lyrics, like classical or lo-fi beats, as vocals can hijack your brain's language center. This preparation is a declaration of intent. You are telling yourself and the world that for this block of time, you are unavailable for anything but your purpose. You are not multitasking, you are singularly devoted to the task at hand. But the greatest challenge, the most difficult adversary doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. It's the constant, chaotic chatter of your own mind. It's the voice of self-doubt that whispers, "You're not good enough." It's the sudden jarring memory of a task you forgot to do earlier, or the random, completely irrelevant thought about what to make for dinner. This is the monkey mind, a term from Eastern philosophy that perfectly captures the restless, jumping, and chattering nature of our thoughts. It is the master of internal distraction, and fighting it is like trying to push a wave back into the ocean. The more you resist, the stronger it becomes. The strategy here is different. It is not about resistance. It is about acceptance and redirection. When a distracting thought arises, don't judge it. Don't berate yourself for having it. Just notice it, like a cloud passing in the sky. Say to yourself quietly, okay, that's a thought about dinner. I'll get back to that later. And then gently but firmly guide your attention back to the work. It's a simple act of acknowledging the thought without giving it power. You can also use a powerful tool called the parking lot. Keep a simple notebook or a single document open where you can quickly jot down any distracting thoughts or to-dos that come to mind. This validates the thought without letting it derail you. You've captured it, so you no longer have to worry about forgetting it. You can deal with it later. Every single time you gently guide your mind back to the task, you are performing a mental bicep curl. You are strengthening your ability to focus, making it easier the next time until one day you can enter the flow state with remarkable ease. The monkey mind often chatters from a place of anxiety, fear, or perfectionism. It's the voice that's afraid you'll fail, so it offers a million other things to think about to avoid the risk. The parking lot method is so effective because it's a non-judgmental act. It says, I hear you, and your thought is valid, but now is not the time. This builds trust with yourself. You are training your brain that you won't forget its concerns, but you are the one in control of the timeline. This is the first step in learning to trust your own process and silence the internal noise that holds so many of us back. As we transition from theory to practice, we need to understand the powerful engine that will sustain us through the difficult days. The habit loop. Think of every focus session as a deliberate step in a new habit. It's a simple 3-part cycle: cue, routine, and reward. The cue is the trigger. It's your physical space, the closed tabs, the silent phone. It's the moment you say, I am now entering a state of focus. The routine is the new behavior you want to instill, 25 minutes of deep single-tasking work. And the reward is what your brain gets for completing the routine. This is where the magic happens. The reward is not just the 5-minute break you've earned. It's the profound feeling of accomplishment. It's the satisfaction of seeing progress, of knowing that you did what you said you would do. It's the feeling of energy and clarity that comes from being in flow. This feeling is the dopamine hit that will rewire your brain to crave this new habit. You are not just building a habit of work. You are building a habit of feeling good about your work. This is the difference between a task you dread and a ritual you look forward to. This is also where the power of small wins becomes so critical. 25 minutes might not seem like much on its own, but it's not about the magnitude of the single session. It's about the consistency of the small win. Each completed session reinforces the habit loop. It's a vote of confidence in yourself. With every successful 25-minute sprint, you are telling your brain, I can do this. I am someone who follows through on my commitments. The momentum from these small wins will build into an unstoppable force that carries you through the inevitable moments of doubt and resistance. You are not building a masterpiece in a single day. You are laying a single solid brick over and over with unwavering consistency. And that, more than anything, is the secret to lasting change. Once you have mastered the art of the 25-minute sprint, once you can enter that focused state with a degree of ease, it's time to graduate. The next step in your evolution is the uninterrupted hour. As you get better at single tasking, you will notice that it takes a few minutes to truly get into the zone. This is what athletes call the warm-up period. For deep work, it can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to fully immerse yourself. Because of this ramp-up period, longer, uninterrupted blocks of time are where you'll find your most profound insights and breakthroughs. The goal here is to find a block of at least 60 to 90 minutes that you can devote entirely to one task. This is the time you will schedule in your calendar a meeting with yourself that is non-negotiable. During this time, the rules of the fortress are even stricter. Your phone should be in another room, all notifications off, and you have told everyone who needs to know that you are unavailable. This isn't about working harder, it's about working deeper. It's about leveraging the power of continuous unbroken concentration to tackle the most complex and important tasks, the ones that actually move the needle on your purpose. This is the deliberate choice to embrace discomfort. The initial moments of a deep work session can feel uncomfortable. The mind will resist, offering 1,000 reasons to do something else. This resistance is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you are on the right track. You are asking your brain to do difficult, energy-intensive work, and it's trying to protect itself by steering you towards easier, more comfortable activities like checking social media. Learning to sit with this discomfort, to acknowledge the urge to distract yourself and then let it pass, is a form of meditation. You are training your mental endurance, building a muscle that most people have let atrophy. As you build this habit, you will find yourself moving through your work with a new kind of power. You'll become the sculptor, not the chaotic whirlwind. The work is not just about the final product. It's about the deliberate, intentional act of creation itself. Each focused session is a single strike of the chisel. It might seem like a small, insignificant tap, but with consistency and purpose, those taps add up to a masterpiece. The masterpiece isn't just the result. It's you transformed by the process of deep, meaningful work. Today, your challenge is to find that simple ritual. Find a time, set a timer, and commit to a single focused session. This is the day we stop talking about purpose and start living it. This is the day we begin to truly build. The river is flowing and your canyon is waiting. It's a monument to the power of unwavering focus. And it is in these small focus moments that you are becoming the person you are meant to be. The work is not just about what you will build, but who you will become. And that transformation happens one focus moment at a time. So how will you defend your focus today? The world is noisy, but your purpose is your song. And in the silence of your focus, it will sing. Execution is not a matter of willpower alone. It's an energy game. You can have the best intentions and the most powerful systems, but if you're running on empty, your focus will fracture and your efforts will fall flat. Think of your brain as the most powerful computer in the world. It's capable of incredible things, but it needs a consistent and high-quality power source. The three pillars of that power source are sleep, nutrition, and movement. Sleep is the single most important factor for cognitive performance. It is non-negotiable. When you sleep, your brain is not at rest. It's actively cleaning house, consolidating memories, and flushing out the toxins that build up during the day. A sleep-deprived mind is a scattered, reactive mind, incapable of sustained deep work. You can't borrow from tomorrow's energy. Prioritize a consistent sleep schedule and create a relaxing bedtime routine that signals to your body that it's time to rest. Nutrition is the fuel. What you eat directly impacts your brain's ability to function. A diet of processed foods and sugar will lead to energy crashes and mental fog, while a diet rich in whole foods, healthy fats, and proteins provides the stable, sustained energy your brain needs to maintain focus. And movement is the spark. You can't sit for 8 hours straight and expect your mind to stay sharp. Regular physical activity, even a simple walk or a few minutes of stretching, does more than just keep your body healthy. It boosts blood flow to the brain, releases neurotransmitters that improve mood and creativity, and provides a much-needed mental break. A strategic 5-minute break is not about distracting yourself. It's about actively recharging. Get up, walk around, look out a window, and let your mind wander for a few moments. This kind of active rest is what allows you to return to the task refreshed and ready to re-engage with a clear head. You have a purpose, you have a task, and you have the energy to do it. Now, how do you make sure it actually gets done? The answer lies in your schedule. Most people live in a state of reaction, letting their inboxes and notifications dictate their day. The most successful people, however, live in a state of intention. They treat their time as their most valuable asset and protect it fiercely. The secret is time blocking. This is more than a to-do list. It's a commitment to a specific task at a specific time. Take out your calendar and block out the time you need for your most important task, MIT first. This is a non-negotiable meeting with yourself. Next, block out your other important tasks. And finally, block out time for reactive work, like checking email or responding to messages. By doing this, you are transforming your day from a series of unplanned reactions into a deliberate and strategic sequence of actions. You are no longer asking, "What should I do now?" but simply following the plan you've already created. This simple practice reduces mental fatigue and eliminates the constant need to make decisions about what to work on next. Despite all of your planning and focus, you will have days where nothing seems to go right. The fortress of focus will be breached. The monkey mind will chatter relentlessly, and you will not complete your MIT. This is not a failure of character. It's a normal part of the process. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of failure, but the resilience to get back up. When a day goes badly, don't beat yourself up. Practice self-compassion. Acknowledge the frustration without letting it define you. Instead, treat it as a data point. What went wrong? Were you tired? Did a true emergency interrupt you? By analyzing the setback without judgment, you can learn from it and adjust for tomorrow. The most important thing you can do is to hit the reset button. The day is over. You can't change it. So take a breath, get some rest, and commit to a fresh start tomorrow morning. The ability to forgive yourself for a bad day and to start again with renewed focus is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. The work is a marathon, not a sprint, and your purpose is patient. It will be there waiting for you tomorrow. All of this focus on individual effort, however, exists within a social world. Protecting your focus is not just about managing your own habits, it's about managing the expectations of others. You must create a social contract with your family, friends, and colleagues. This is a deliberate, calm conversation about your need for uninterrupted time. Don't simply disappear. Communicate your intentions clearly and kindly. Explain that you are setting aside dedicated time for deep work to be more productive and present later on. Tell your family, I'm going to be unavailable from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. to work on a specific project. During that time, I won't be checking my phone or answering texts unless it's a true emergency. Use a physical signal, like a do not disturb sign on your door or a specific pair of headphones, to visually communicate your boundaries. This is a powerful act of leadership. You are not just asking for space, you are modeling a different way of working, one based on intention and focus rather than constant availability. You are teaching the people around you that you value your work, and by extension, you are also teaching them to respect their own time and focus. This is a difficult but essential step. You can't truly master execution if you are constantly at the mercy of others' demands. The courage to say no to a distraction is the courage to say yes to your purpose. Our last few discussions have focused on the dangers of technology as a source of distraction, but the same tools that can shatter your focus can also be your greatest allies in building and maintaining it. The key is to turn them into partners, not enemies. Instead of mindlessly reacting to pings, use technology with intention. Install a focus timer or a productivity app on your phone that can automatically block distracting websites and silence notifications for a set period. These are your digital sentinels. They are not a replacement for willpower, but a supplement to it, a system that makes doing the right thing easier. Use an application that logs your progress. Seeing a visual representation of your focus time, a graph that shows you the deep work hours you've logged, can be incredibly motivating. It provides a tangible reward, a powerful feedback loop that reinforces the habit. You can also use technology for the parking lot method we discussed earlier. Create a simple document or use a note-taking app where you can quickly capture distracting thoughts and ideas so you can return to them later. This frees up your working memory, allowing you to stay fully immersed in the task at hand. The goal is not to eliminate technology from your life, but to re-engineer your relationship with it. When used with intention, technology becomes a powerful tool that amplifies your ability to execute, rather than a siren song that leads you off course. Now let's talk about the work itself, because not all work is created equal. We've all had days where we're incredibly busy, but we look back and feel like we accomplished nothing of real significance. That's because we fell into the trap of busyness. We confused activity with progress. My friends, there is a fundamental truth about productivity that you must internalize. It's not about how much you do, but about what you do. This is the law of diminishing returns and the 80-20th rule at play. The 80-20th rule, or the Pareto principle, states that roughly 80% of your results will come from just 20% of your efforts. Think about that for a moment. That means most of the things you do throughout the day, the emails you answer, the social media you scroll, the small inconsequential tasks are only contributing a tiny fraction to your overall progress. Your true progress, the kind that moves the needle on your purpose, comes from a handful of highly impactful activities. So your challenge is to identify your most important task, MIT, for the day, and to do that work first. During your prime focus time, your MIT is the single most important action you can take that will create the biggest result. It's the one thing that, if you get it done, will make the day a success, regardless of anything else. This requires a shift in mindset. You must become a ruthless prioritizer, constantly asking yourself, what is the one thing that will have the biggest impact? Do that first. Protect that time. Complete that task. This is the difference between working hard and working smart. It's the difference between a life of busyness and a life of impact. When you work this way, another powerful psychological force comes into play, the power of the closed loop. It's not just about starting a task, it's about finishing it. Our brains are hardwired to seek completion. When we start something and leave it unfinished, it creates a lingering mental tension, a nagging feeling that pulls on our focus. This is a concept known as the Zeigarnik effect. The psychological toll of having a dozen half-finished projects is immense. It's a constant drain on your mental energy. But the opposite is also true. The moment you finish a single task, the moment you can check that box, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, that same feel-good chemical we talked about with the habit loop. That feeling of completion is incredibly motivating. It's a small victory that propels you forward. So as you move through your day, don't just work on a task, finish it, close the loop, get that feeling of victory and use it to fuel your next focus session. This is the simple but profound secret to building momentum. A life of unfinished projects is a life of stagnation. A life of finished projects, no matter how small, is a life of constant progress. Finally, we need a system to tie it all together. The day-to-day work is crucial, but you need a higher level ritual to make sure you're still on course. This is where the weekly review comes in. On a consistent day and time each week, maybe a Friday afternoon or a Sunday night, take 30 minutes to yourself. It's a sacred time. During this review, you become the captain of your own ship. You look at where you've been and where you're going. First, you reflect. Look back at the last week. What went well? What didn't? Where did you lose your focus? What were your small wins and your big setbacks? Be honest with yourself without judgment. This reflection is a critical feedback loop. It's how you learn and grow. Next, you plan. Look ahead at the coming week. What are your biggest priorities? What are your MITs? Schedule your deep work sessions into your calendar first. Decide what your non-negotiable tasks are. This ritual turns you from a reactive manager of your days into a proactive architect of your weeks. It ensures that the work you do is always aligned with your purpose. The journey to purpose is not a single grand leap. It is a series of deliberate, focused, and intentional steps. It is the steady flow of the river, carving the canyon 1 millimeter at a time. The fortress of focus, the disciplined single tasking, the clarity of your MIT, and the relentless, compassionate way you overcome setbacks. These are the tools of the builder. The world is full of people who plan, but the people who truly build are the ones who master the art of execution. Today is the day you join them. Your canyon is waiting.